Let me just help you out. Okay.
I went to this dive bar of, sorry to get off topic, the dive bar of the dive bars. I was celebrating the life of my dog. As I was leaving, I was doing donuts in the field behind it. And I've been anxious all day that cops are going to walk in and be like, you're arrested.
I
You'd
mean,
like that, Jerry?
Wait, were you by yourself then?
wait, hold on. Okay, anyway. Run it back. So I kind of wanted to get into today, like, you know how we've been chatting internally about like the type of content that people should be creating now, the type of trends that are emerging for 2026, and like where not only like South Main is going, but where kind of every brand seems to be like moving towards. And so, you know, internally we've been talking a lot about like storytelling. And so interesting, you know, in all of the research that I've been doing lately. That's right. We do research here. We're researchers, constant students of our craft.
We do research.
We do research. We don't just like pull shit out of the sky. Anyway, it's been that there's a definite like need, desire, push towards this like entertainment element of the type of content that we're creating, and like storytelling pieces. And internally we've been talking a lot about like how can we use that mindset to push the needle with our clients, do a better job at telling, you know, their story, getting people invested, and like utilizing entertainment and things like that to like
Push the needle.
Push the needle. Yeah. So interesting, because yesterday I saw, you know, similar agencies talking about how 1,000%, like that's what we're going to see in 2026. Like 1,000%, it is. I always make fun of people when they say 1,000%, and then I just like said it, because it's like there is no 1,000%, 100%. But so what I, you know, was kind of seeing in this research is basically like for the first time. So, okay, let me go backwards a little bit. So we've kind of seen a dwindling or a death of Hollywood over the past decade, right? Like now with Netflix and all of these, you know, this movement towards the subscription-based stuff, and then people are kind of producing things faster. You know, Hollywood is kind of dead. The old way of like shooting movies and doing movies and things like that is over, and nobody's buying like a DVD anymore and investing in that to rewatch it. You know, now they just have it on like their Disney app or on Netflix.
I mean, I can tell you the last time I bought a DVD.
Did you?
Like,
have you ever?
2010.
Have you ever owned a DVD player?
Yeah, but that was like before I had my own money.
VCR too.
You better bring. I have a VCR. We have a VCR in the office.
Yeah.
I
have lots of VCRs from like my childhood.
I was gonna say I have them right here, but you know, nobody does that anymore, right? Like, or a CD or any type of that. Matt Damon actually has like a very interesting take on that. I do want to see Marty Supreme. They did an excellent job marketing. Well, I do. The marketing of that, but that also speaks to what I'm saying now, right? Like marketing is changing, and the type of content that we're creating is changing so much. I mean, especially since, you know, 17, 18 years ago when I started this company. Like what we're doing now is not even close to what we were doing then. But anyway.
That always reminds me of whenever you talk about how you would post for one account 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
And if it was like a hair account, it would be like the side of their face, the front of their face, the other side of their face. And I'm like, the fact that you probably had to set an alarm on your phone to be like,
it was
okay,
like 9, noon, and 3.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do, like way back, you know?
That's crazy to me.
But so the death of Hollywood, right? And now, but because of that, we are seeing in a resurgence of like the storytelling element. And for the first time, I just saw, and I'm gonna have to look and see who it was, but yesterday I just saw one of the like big brands, like it wasn't Disney, but it was like big brand or McDonald's. It wasn't McDonald's, but it was like,
Yeah.
somebody like that. For the first time, they invested in like building their own media company. So like now it's a job. It's never before been a job that you would have like a director or you would have, like whoever's shooting this content now is, or like coming up with these ideas. There's a position now that is emerging and it's for this storytelling piece that is going to be shot like a movie, like
Do you
very.
remember what like the position's called?
No, I'll look it up. I have it saved. Because I'm adding it to my notes for
Yeah.
our next internal training, and I'll, link
Implement
it later. Yeah, but so it's this is what we're seeing, and I've noticed just being a consumer of content on social, like more and more brands are using that kind of storytelling type of content, right? Like
Correct, yeah.
restaurants, makeup, shoes, like, and they're hiring creators instead of, maybe it's even like a marketing company. They're hiring these creators that are gonna,
Instead of rather than like photographers.
right, like just the one image, right? Instead, it's like this creator who's gonna come up with this concept, and then they're gonna use this storyline to, like, get people invested and involved, and so that they're like coming back and back. There's been tons of really successful ones on social. Like one is a coffee shop, and that they kind of created like a show of sorts, like with their staff. Like they created.
We said that about the stock and barrel, like we were gonna do that, like 3, 4 years ago, I swear to God.
Like
Right.
create a
I
show.
wrote that down.
No,
I
we
keep
were going
playing.
to, then they were having war with the brass pearl, and they literally, then the cameras would go over there like the office.
I mean, people would eat
People
that
would
stuff
mess with
up.
each other.
I mean, I saw
It's because
it was
people
like a
wanna be
clothing
entertained.
brand, and it's for like, I mean, like people my age, like early 20s, mid 20s.
I'm feeling attacked. Ageism. This is the second time in this 10-minute thing that age has been brought up.
Okay, well,
Anyway,
anywho, this is like a newer brand, if that makes sense, and that's kind of how they were like have started pivoting, and it was like a group of 4 girls, and they walk in and like this one's the liability, this one's da da da, this one's da da da, and it's like they're wearing the outfits that like that girl would wear, and then they're doing the things, and it's like yeah, they're selling you the outfit, but they don't talk about the outfit whatsoever,
yeah.
you know. And it's like, that made me want the outfit. Like the girl who was like, I'm the like party animal liability. I'm like, that's me. I want
That's
that.
new.
You know what I mean?
So anyway, we're, that's what we're trying to do, like figuring out what that brand story is and utilize that. I think that's a huge trend for 2026 is like reframing the type of content that you're shooting, getting people, interested and involved, entertaining them, standing out in all the noise, which brings me to the second big thing for 2026. So, and to your point, you were saying, back in the day, when I first started this all these years ago, back in the day, I was posting 3 times a day, and more was more, right? And so we've been saying for quite some time now, like more isn't more, less is more.
Less is more.
Stop posting to post. Now you have to post with a purpose. Like every single thing needs to be well thought out and orchestrated. It can't just be like, well, it's Friday at 9, so this post is running out. So,
Like, I feel like that has to do too a lot with like the attention span of everyone. Like,
well, there's so much noise because now every single business felt like they needed to be on Instagram. So from, trade like plumbers and landscapers and then like architects, realtors, builders,
car salesman.
like everybody was like, we have to be on Instagram. And then everybody was like, I call it noise. There's so much noise. There's so much content out there. And really nobody is saying much. I mean, you have a couple of brands who are doing a really good job at like being engaging and whatever. But for the most part, people are kind of just feeling the need to post something or to be active. And for a time, maybe that was okay. But now we're seeing, everything's so saturated that like that's not enough. That's not
Right.
enough to stand out. It's not enough to get authentic engagement.
Like at this point, who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? Like, you know, instead you need to think about like what you're posting, what your message is. I think some of the most successful brands, you know, they've really like restraint is a big thing. Like they're pulling it back, and so they're, you know, reserving a post until there is something relevant to talk
Right.
about or promote or whatever, instead of like, again, like I'm locked into these, you know, this finite amount of posts or these like 3 posts I have to do every week. And so what could they be? Like that's such an antiquated way to do social media and to do marketing. Like
That's
that's
a big word.
antiquated
What does that mean?
for real.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know.
outdated. So I think, you know, like even internally, we're pulling back. We're really trying to get our brands that we partner with to understand, like, again, more is not more, less is more. Like wait, hold back, show restraint, and then like when you have something to say or a value to add or a story to tell, or like that's when then you push it out. But for a lot of brands, that's real. That concept is really hard and scary. Like
Yeah.
they think that by
A lot of business owners, clients, yeah.
They want more.
definitely find that to be.
yeah, and they think
Tough.
that, you know, like, oh, we've got to remind them we're here. We've got to like,
Yeah.
you know, reservations are low. Like let's post 3 times today.
It's like they're like, we want to push it in your face, but as a consumer, you're like, the more you push it in my face, the less I want it. Right?
Well, and I always say, like, think about how you use social. And, like, so if you have, I'll use a restaurant as an example. Like, if you have a restaurant every day posting just like a photo of food every day, multiple times a day, like, you're going to stop caring and you're just going to scroll past
Yeah,
it.
it's like I get it.
And then once once the user, right, like scrolls past you several times, now your content's not going to show to them anymore. And then the more and more people that do that to your account, now, you know, your engagement's dropping, your views are dropping. If you post something, right,
Funny.
but she doesn't stop, she keeps going. Then maybe the next time you post, they're going to show it to her again, the algorithm.
That's why I went with the song. I'm so tired of that Chicago song. I hear it one more time.
What Chicago song?
I feel
Okay, well that's
It's so annoying. That's all that pops up now.
you bring up a really good point, but let me answer your first thing because that is relevant. Like if you stop engaging with something, then your algorithm is going to say she's no longer interested in this. So then it's going to stop showing it to her. So then she doesn't even get the chance to be interested in it, which is why you have to think about what your like every post kind of does matter. I think that's the other big issue is like people are just like duping. Like my daughter came up, I have to say this because I think it's the cutest thing ever. She came up with the cutest thing and she's like, told her little sister, I'm the original, you're just the dupe, which was like so
That's so
funny because like she's actually my dupe.
Right?
Right? But that is kind of, I think, what has happened, which is also killing brands, is like running to the trend and then just duping the trend,
Right.
copying it verbatim. It's another good word for you.
Yeah, thank you. I know that
You
one.
know what that one is? But like copying it verbatim, right? Like seeing something and then just recreating that exact thing. Well,
Tracks.
that I think in 2026 like is the death too. Like you've got to be the one that comes up with the thing, or you take something that's trending but you rework it that makes sense for your brand and your mission and your goals and whatever, instead of just being like, oh, this sound is, because to your point, same thing. Just because that's trending doesn't mean if you do it, it's also going
It's
to
gonna
trend.
pop off.
Right. And
Like-
that's what people don't understand. Like just because this is a trend doesn't mean you will trend by doing it.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
I just hate
feel
that
like
that's
it's
become a
not.
trend because I
Did
always
you
really
see,
loved Diet Coke.
speaking of trends, did you see cigarette smoking, like actual cigarettes, not vaping, is coming back?
I didn't know it went away. Well, and I
You know who started it?
Everything I watch, people are supposed to.
Me.
Like every TV show I watch, every movie I watch.
Why do you think?
Jared's like, it ain't
But
never
they
left.
but like, yeah.
So now
Because
it's
because
retro
why?
aesthetic.
Well, retro aesthetic is back for sure. for sure. But so I have this book, I don't know where it is. So I was gonna say, like, but why smoking was like so popular. I mean, there's so many reasons, but one of the main things is like what it symbolizes, right? And this is gonna go real sideways here, but it's like drawing attention to your mouth. So it's like sexualized, sensationalized, and that's
I did not know that.
yes.
Had no clue.
Same thing about like high heels. I have a great book for you to read that talks about this.
That's how I feel like about dirty martinis.
So I think, to kind of recap and wrap it up, I think the biggest takeaways for marketing moving forward in this year, where we're going, where everyone's going, like what we're trying to do, is definitely more of the storytelling element. You good? Is the storytelling element, like standing out amongst all the noise, not just copying, duping a trend, copying a trend to copy a trend, like
Twist it a little bit. You're like, create the trend. Don't
right.
submerge yourself into the trend. Create it.
I mean, again, it's fine to be inspired by something, but
Right.
then like, how many times, and we've done it, because, we try everything. How many times have we recreated a trend
And it's like,
it
did okay?
It
Like,
does okay, but it's because it's,
it doesn't work anymore.
no, I don't know if it ever did, honestly.
Well, and it's because too now there's like, there's like 7 trends I could probably name you right now that are currently going on. So it's just lizard.
Is that, I
You never
think
seen that one?
that's
I love that one.
Oh, 6,
That's
7,
old.
6, 7.
6, 7.
Yeah.
That one, that's not even
See, I
like
don't
a
even get
trend
that.
anymore. That's
I'm too old for that.
No, actually, you're too young for that because you don't have kids. Like my kids.
Yeah, you either have to be the kid or the parent.
Right.
I'm in the middle, so I don't get it.
Yesterday.
See, my mom did that. She's a high school teacher. She's 6, 7. I said, that's embarrassing. Let's not do that.
So I think the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway is like, stop posting to post. Less can be more. Focus on storytelling. Figure out, what your ideal client, audience, whatever is, and what they respond to, and then do that.
Yeah.
Like if you're really good at like making like homemade pasta, like that's your thing. Like we want to be known for having like this pasta, then you need to lean into that, and your marketing should reflect that instead of just, here's a plate of food and describing what that food is. Like instead, like what goes into making that pasta? What goes into, and can I only get it at your restaurant the way that you're doing it? Because I think they're trying to figure out what works and whatever. But if you already have, like, I have a couple of accounts that I manage that are viral accounts. I could post, what?
I have a following, right?
Yes. I could post once a week, or I could post 3 times a week, and they're going to get results either way. Because they have figured out, we figured out the cadence and like whatever. Same thing, like our own account, Southmade. We don't need to post every single day and be like, hey, we built this website today. I mean, could you imagine if, and that's, I think, a lot of times
I
the
would get
mentality. So, yes, nobody wants to see that.
You get
like,
annoyed having to post it.
if we,
Yeah, you did before because you wouldn't get noticed because
you were building this brand, you were building
But
your
now,
brand,
as
you were
you've
building
said,
your
it's so
following.
saturated that it's
So
like it doesn't matter.
saturated.
People are going to overlook it unless you stand out.
Right. And so, like if we posted every single project we did, like every single time we launched a website, every single time we created a new t-shirt or a billboard or, I mean, we would have to post multiple times a day. And then who wants to see that? Nobody.
No one.
But anyway, so I think, for Southmade, like moving into 2026, that's really where we're going. And we want to align ourselves with brands.
Look how close that truck is to everyone's cars.
I think it looks closer than it is.
Oh, okay.
So we want to align we want to align with brands who have the same goals, right? Like they want to stand out, they want to focus on the things that make them unique, and here are the ways we're going to do that. And so I think like as a brand, you have to figure out like, should you play into humor? Should you play into like education? Should you play into aesthetics? Should you
Pick
like
your tone, pick your mood, and stick.
right? and then build the content on that. Word.
Period. Create cool shit.
Bang. Done.